In today's video, we take out that old tired blown up 700 R4, put a performance belt one in, and go do burnouts.
First steps to drain the transmission pan. Then remove the exhaust. Then remove the drive shaft. Then remove the torque converter bolts. There's 3 of them. Remove the bolt holding the transmission dipstick, and then remove the dipstick. We then remove the shift linkage and the transmission cross member after having put the transmission jack underneath the transmission. Also disconnected the throttle valve cable, and now we're removing the bell housing bolts. After all the bolts are removed, you can start to remove the transmission. If anybody's wondering, don't buy this transmission jack. I bought this one years ago. I needed a transmission jack that day. I couldn't find the one that I wanted, so I just bought the cheapest one at Harbor Freight. And this jack is no good. It's only slightly better than using a floor jack. As you're lowering the transmission, you want to be looking to make sure that there's no wires or anything else hanging up on the transmission that will get pulled out as you come down. One of the problems with this transmission jack is if you lift the car up high enough to be able to roll the transmission out from under the car on the jack won't lift high enough to reach the transmission. So you have to wrestle the transmission on and off the jack underneath the car, and then just use the transmission jack to place the transmission on and off of the engine. Swapped over everything that we needed to use, such as shift linkage, throttle valve cable, and installed a new torque converter outside of the car, and screwed a piece of wood to the front of the transmission to keep the torque converter from sliding out as we moved the transmission around, getting it ready to lift into the car. We are now removing that now that we've got the transmission just about ready to set in place. It's also important to remember to flush your transmission cooler lines and replace your transmission cooler before installing your new transmission, as metal contaminants from the old transmission could damage your new one.
No, I won't back
Now we're lining the transmission up with the dowel pins. Do not use the bolts to force the transmission onto the dowel pins. You will either break the bell housing or you'll damage the torque converter if it's stopping you from seating the transmission. Install a couple of bell housing bolts and then the transmission cross member, and then we can remove the jack. Next we're installing our torque converter bolts. The torque converter should be sitting about a 1/4 inch back from the transmission. If it's pushed up tight against a flex plate, your torque converter might not be fully engaged with the front pump. You also want to make sure that your torque converter bolts are not hitting the front of the torque converter when tightened down. Next we can install the drive shaft, as well as our shift linkage. Install your throttle valve cable on your carburetor, making sure that there's not any slack in the cable at idle and it's pulled as tight as it'll go at wide open throttle. You also need to verify that the geometry is correct on your throttle bracket. This is a very important step, as if it's not right it will damage the transmission. Then we can go ahead and fill the transmission with fluid.
Okay, we put about 3 quarts transmission fluid in the torque converter before we installed it. Put another 2 gallons in the transmission. What we're going to do here next, just start the car, let it run about 10 seconds, shut it off, recheck the transmission fluid, add some, and then we're start it up again and put it in gear. Oops, helps if we have the battery hooked up.
After verifying everything's working properly and the transmission fluid level is full, I'm going to weld up some gaps that were hard to reach when I originally pieced this exhaust system together underneath the car, and then we can reinstall it in the car. Using a band clamp to put the exhaust back together where I had to cut it to get it off the car. This way I have a place I can just unbolt it and remove it later. Ultimately, I'm going to end up replacing this exhaust system, but for now it works and it keeps my eardrums from bleeding whenever I drive the car. So it's good enough for now, but it needs to go to exhaust shop, have a custom bent, proper exhaust system made for it. After a few short test drives and multiple checks of the transmission fluid level, it's time to go have some fun.
Okay there, YouTube. Got the new transmission in, everything's working alright. We do have a couple little issues though. Got a couple leaks on the transmission. This is the old transmission here. I'm going to use it to show you what we got going on. We got a couple fluid leaks on it. We're leaking transmission fluid from the governor cover here, so from the shift servo here. So we're going to have to fix that. That might be in a future video. But you know, sometimes those things are just what they are. And anyway, yeah, I hope you like, comment, subscribe down below. Thank you. Have a good day.